Hi. Well, we're back again after a long, hot summer. I mean, it's a lovely summer, but wasn't it very warm? I mean, I do like working on the garden railway, but it was just too warm. And it's certainly too warm up here, so it's been quite a break. But still, we're back, and I hope and I trust you are all well. That's the main thing. And you've enjoyed your holidays. We went down to Dorset and we rode on the Swanage Railway and we went up to Shillingstone, the ex-Somerset and Dorset station. But the subject of this time, well, I'm going to show you where we're going to put some new sidings in. You can always do with new sidings. I mean, there's never enough room. And talking about, I know I've done it before, but talking about saving money. You know, it's funny, you look at some people's web chats, if you like, their programs on here, and all they talk about that you've got to buy this and buy that and always got to have the best. Well, you know, if you've got a young family and they want a model railway, like we all did, you know, we all wanted that model railway. We'd look in the window of the store at Christmas and watch the Hornbill trying railway with the trains going round, and we fell in love with model railways. Those days have gone. I mean, you don't see that anymore, and people have now got so much to pay out for, and they just can't afford all these wonderful things. And the elderly people, now that we've had a caring government take away our winter fuel allowance, which makes life so much more difficult, particularly for those little luxuries that make life that little bit more easy, you know, enjoyable. So, you know, come on, let's, instead of thinking about, do we need, you know, the latest loco or all this wonderful new control equipment, let's think about how we can do, how we used to do it. You know, I mean, a lot of you younger people won't even know the name H&M. They were straightforward controllers, but they did the job wonderfully. They were very, very tough, and they lasted forever. You know, companies like Lima, who a lot of people now turn and say, oh, Lima, I wouldn't touch those. Cheap and nasty. Well, let's face it, we look at our models from a relative distance, and you can put a Lima model on the railway, and particularly if you add a few extra details, some of these lovely etched brass sets you can get now, you can pick up a Lima loco for 35 quid. Add a chip and it's so easy to chip, and they can be running around and you won't know the difference. So that's, I mean, locos. I mean, let's talk about stock. Hornby now are doing coaches for £60 to £70 each. What does that cost to make up a rake of, say, 12 coaches, if you want to be realistic? And wagons, a lot of these companies, you know, Accuscale and some of these others, are doing these fabulous, super detailed wagons. But have you seen the price? Now let's keep things simple. Let's go right back to the beginning. Airfix used to bring out plastic kits of wagons and railway buildings and even steam locos. Obviously they didn't work. Well, I say, there was a company that actually produced a motorising kit for the Battle of Britain, for the Airfix model. Camelway chassis. And not easy to build, but they worked. And the the wagons. You look at the wagons. Now, you take things like the oil tanker. If my assistant will pull one out of the bottom drawer over there, that's that's the cameraman and my assistant I couldn't do without. That is from an Airfix kit. Now, don't get me wrong, these are now made by Daypol. All those that are still made are made by Daypol. And that is quite a reasonable oil tanker. It's fitted with up-to-date wheels. They've improved the couplings. And you wouldn't think they're cheap. But if you want a train, I bought these for £2 each from a boot fair. And I've got a complete train of these, and I'll be showing you those in a short while. But you don't need to buy all this latest stuff. I know some people, as I said on their programs, will tell you, no, you've got to have all the latest electronics. Yeah, okay, we've got DCC, and you can do it with just a few wires. But let's get real, eh? Let's keep the hobby within a reasonable bounds, and let's make it so the younger people can still have the hobby. They can still enjoy model railways. Let them sort of start again, like we did. You know, if we don't, the hobby will die. So let's think about it. And if you've got any ideas about how to bring these things a little bit cheaper and a little bit more reasonable, please let me know in the comments, and I'll mention it next time. Okay, so let's watch a few trains run, and I've got a couple of surprises for you in our trains, so enjoy. Just one other idea, which I think is a wonderful thing, that's come to me, I thought you might be interested in. AccuScale are bringing out new pannier tanks, and they're bringing out a whole selection of them. And one that really caught my eye, it was still in Great Western Green, but it had British Railways in full down the sides. And it comes out at about 269, I think it is, with full sound. I mean, a pannier tank with sound, I mean, fantastic. And it's got lots of other things, glowing firebox and all sorts of things. And I looked at it, and I thought, 269 quid. Then I noticed it said it's not due out until next March, April time. You can put in a pre-order, fine, but they always want the money up front. Or you can pay £36 down and £29 a month until the loco comes out. Now, most people can't afford 269 quid in one lump, but £29 a month until the engine comes out, a lot of people could consider. And I wish more companies would consider this, because You know, some of these nice locos with sound a lot of us would like, but could never raise the money for. So well done, Akisco. I think it's a great idea, and it's certainly allowed me to get an engine that I couldn't have otherwise had. And there's a picture of it here. Well, as they say, anything Pendon can do, so can we. Kind of like this. Okay, we've decided that this is where a very early diesel depot used to be, and it's wasted ground. So what we're going to do, we've decided to put 3 sidings in there that we can store some stock on, and we worked out that we can get a pair of points in there. I know that you've all seen these. If you go on the Pico, you can print out full-size templates for their points, which means that you can come over here and you can see exactly what you can get in and what you can't. So, oh, by the way, that's Fred. Let me point Fred out before we go any further. Going back to the late 1970s, early 80s, we went to an exhibition up in Croydon, and a gentleman by the name of Marshall Vine, and some of you may remember him, had a layout called Widdisham Road, based on the Kent and East Sussex Railway. And on there he had a plastic dinosaur. So we decided that we would put one on as well. And all of a sudden plastic dinosaurs were appearing on layouts all the way up and down the country. I even saw one on a layout at the Model Railway exhibition in York. So it all started in Croydon. So that's our Fred. Anyway, okay. So we just been on holiday, so we purchased a nice new point. There you are, Toy Master, £19.50 for a point now. It's getting absolutely outrageous, isn't it? There you go. Let's have a look. A nice Pico, left hand, nickel silver, live frog point, and that will be going in over here, and then we will have another point a little bit further down over here somewhere. So we will actually get 3 rows in there. Well, over the next no, I've just messed that up. Rewind back. We've already got 1 row in, We're going to get 2 more in there. So that will make 3 rows, and we'll have 3 nice long rows to store wagons, or we will just about get 6 coaches in there. And in front here, what we plan to do, we were on the Bure Valley Railway. Oh, by the way, the Bure Valley Railway, that's another point while we're talking about it. If you look at Hornby locomotives at £269, £270, look on the advert in all the railway mags, Railway Modeller, and you'll find out that all those Hornby engines are only £199. Saves more money. Right. We were on the Bure Valley, and there was a small station there, and right next to it was a little row of cottages, and in front was just a little dirt track road. And I always said I'd love to live there, right by the railway. So what we're doing, we're going to put a little row of cottages along here with a back scene with a little dirt track road in front. So a little low back scene to hide the sidings. Now if you go onto a company called Scale Scene, the buildings on there, you pay something like a £5, and then you can print out as many copies of that building as you want, and you can change the colour of the brickwork and all sorts of things, and they do a lovely set of cottages which will go nicely there. So for next time we see each other, I will have a lot of that in place. I will show you how it's going to work and give you some ideas. Anyway, from Nigel,
Goodbye.
And myself, have a good, it's the start of the autumn now, isn't it? Start of the autumn, nearly Christmas. Yeah, okay. Well, from me, till next time, it won't be so long this time. Keep safe, enjoy your model railways. Ta-da.